Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, and the leader of China, Xi Jinping, met on the sidelines of the summit in Uzbekistan. And aside from talking, about economic cooperation between the two countries and security, that's actually the summit all about, they spoke about the war in Ukraine. And this is the first time that they met since the invasion of Ukraine, and it's the first time Xi Jinping traveled outside of China since the outbreak of the coronavirus. So this article comes from Reuters. I read about 4 more titles in from other outlets, and they talk about the same thing, more about economics and military cooperation and security and blah blah blah. This is about something else. This is about Ukraine's war, and it seems like Xi Jinping has some concerns, according to these guys from Reuters from September 15, 2022. Putin tells Xi will address China's Ukraine concerns. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping on the sidelines of a summit in Uzbekistan. The first face-to-face for the two men since Russian forces invaded Ukraine late in February. Putin told Xi he understood the Chinese had questions and concerns about what Russia calls its special military operation, and praised Beijing for what he called its balanced position on the conflict. And I'm quoting, "We highly value the balanced position of our Chinese friends when it comes to the Ukraine crisis. We understand your questions and concern about this. During today's meeting, we will of course explain our position." End quote. Russia's war in Ukraine has killed tens of thousands of people and pushed the global economy blah blah blah. And Putin's first remarks about Chinese concern over the war came just day after his own soldiers, okay, blah blah blah, I don't read propaganda much. China has refrained from condemning Russia's operation against Ukraine or calling it an invasion, in line with the Kremlin. Still, Beijing has been careful not to give material support to Russia that could trigger Western sanctions on China's own economy. Xi did not mention Ukraine in his public remarks. The last time the two leaders met in person, just weeks before Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th, they declared a quote-unquote no limits partnership and inked a promise to collaborate more against the West. Well, collaborate, this is the thing. If you say, let's say, I like, let's say, the car Mercedes, it doesn't mean that you hate anybody else or any other car. It's just that you prefer that one, you like it, and it's your business if you like it or not. The same when people say, well, I like, I don't know, those kind of women or that type of women. It doesn't mean that I hate the other types. It's not my preference. Maybe I don't like them as much as the other woman or the other kind of woman. The same when you say, well, I like my my nation. No, it doesn't mean that you're gonna go and everybody else. No, or I like my family. What? You like me to like your family more than I like mine? And then I'm expecting you to like my family more than you like yours. So what's this? We like other people's families? Or what? Oh, we love everybody the same. That's impossible. It's like having no friends. You have friends, you have enemies, you have acquaintance, and you have people that you don't know. So what? You can't know everybody, you can't be friends with everybody. So here when they say they more against the West, no, I mean, they probably figured it out a long time ago when they figured out who's who and what's what. But they didn't say, okay, let's stay here right down because we are against these guys. But we did this together and those guys are over there. What am I supposed to do? You're my friend? Those guys are not my friends, are my partners. What's wrong? We can't all be friends. Why don't you ask United States if Russia is their friend, or it was their friend? Because they started first with it's a adversary, and then it's a opponent, and it's almost saying it's an enemy. And Russia says this is what they call us. We call them partners, and they call us this. What's going on here? All right. So the pair have met nearly 40 times since Xi became China's president in 2013, and the Xi-Putin partnership is considered one of the most significant developments in geopolitics after China's own spectacular rise over the past 40 years, with the help of Western weasel investors. Without that, China wouldn't be where it's at right now. But because of NAFTA and because of globalization, and started with Mr. Bill Clinton, and what's his name before that guy? I'm going to Tony Blair in Great Britain and so on. And that was what? This is what happened. And before them, that's how they started investing. They allowed the company that made the money here to go invest there and get the money from here, there. That's how it happened. And benefited both. But now it seems like it's tipped to the other side, as many people said when they started doing this. Hey, you're going to get this guy poor, you're going to get those guys rich, but those guys are not us. Those are those, if you know what I mean. That's their family. This is our family. And you got these mercenaries, financial mercenaries, and they don't care that the money and their value don't care. If it's, let's say, United States money collapses, they don't care. That's money. They're still going to have their vacations in Tahiti and do whatever they want, fly wherever they want, do whatever they want. They don't care. They have no allegiance to a country per se. They just play them like companies. Pop, pop. They just bankrupt. Next one. Pop, pop. Anyway, but the Ukraine war has underscored the different trajectories of China and Russia. One, a rising superpower whose economy is forecast to overtake the United States in a decade. The other, a former superpower struggling with a draining war. Xi's trip to Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan was his first outside China since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, the thing is, these guys are in a partnership, China and Russia. China has a booming economy, or a large economy. Russia has the energy and has raw materials. Good for an economy. So it's the best. It's like I have the car and you have the fuel. We're gonna go places together. Hold my hand, let's go. You wanna drive? That's how it is. Those guys have the energy, these guys have the car. And they're gonna go places together. Huh? We'll see. So yeah, they're gonna solve the concerns. I wonder how. What are they gonna do? But I'm pretty sure the Russians were not really caught by surprise. I mean, probably they were caught by surprise, but when you plan certain things, especially in a war, invasions and all these plans were made years ago, and they were made with different scenarios. I mean, at least it should be, and I don't think the Russians are retards, okay? So ahead, in case this happened, we have these alternatives, and from these alternatives we have these alternatives. If in case this happens, we have these alternatives. Now we hope this is the one that's going to happen. No, it doesn't happen this, it happened this scenario. Let's see what did we decide. How can we improve it? How can we improve the whatever strategical moves we planned then. Maybe now, under the current circumstances, changes a little bit because it's a different flavor, It's like going to buy a car, but buy a car is one thing. But when you go and see a car, you're going to like Ford, and you're not going to like Mercedes. So then you go to Ford, and then you're going to like, I like a car that has a color black. Okay, I like the black. I ignore everything else. So the same thing. According to what happens in a war, you go to the original goal of buying a car, and you change it according to the circumstances in the field. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.